What's up, dudes? Good morning. It's 4:37 a.m. I'm just sitting here getting ready, getting going with my day, drinking coffee. I'm watching this kind of, is it a conspiracy theory? What happened to Kurt Cobain? So many conspiracy theories. Was he murdered? Did he yeah, I hear we're convinced. Did he commit suicide? So it's been a long time, 1994, and it's 2024 now. So you can do critical thinking when it comes to this. It all depends on if he had heroin in his system when he died. So you can get a really good clue from that. Why? Because drug addicts usually, statistically, go out with a bang, but not a shotgun bang. So a slang term for shooting heroin, doing heroin, is called banging it. And so when a drug addict has decided that they're going to end it all, yeah, they go out with their lover, with their drug of choice. They overdose. And it'll be an intentional overdose because there's this intimate relationship that they have with that drug that they can't get away from. And so they will not bring an interloper into that relationship, quote unquote, a gun. No. Usually, statistically, a drug addict, if they're going to end it all, will say, I'm going out with my lover, my drug of choice. So rarely do they say, I'm going to shoot up or do a line or do whatever with my lover, my drug of choice. And then when I feel good, I'm going to turn over here and bring this interloper into the relationship, this gun. Yeah. I'm going to bring this interloper into our private relationship. Rarely do they do that. They keep that private relationship with their drug of choice, their love-hate thing, and they overdose with the drug of choice. So it all depends if he had, statistically, if he had drugs in his system. So I do have Wikipedia up because I just Googled it. I was like, I wonder if he had drugs in his system. So, let's read. On April 14th, the Seattle Post-Intelligencer reported that Cobain was, quote, high on heroin when he pulled the trigger. The paper reported that toxicological tests determined the level of morphine in Cobain's bloodstream was 1.52 milligrams per liter, and there was evidence of Valium in his blood. The report contained a quote from Randall Basselt of the Chemical Toxicological Institute and author of all 12 editions of the Common Forensic Toxicology textbook, Disposition of Toxic Drugs and Chemicals in Man, including its chapter on heroin, which stated that Cobain's heroin level was at a, quote, high concentration by any account, but that strength of the dose would depend on many factors, including how habituated Cobain was to the drug. So in other words, he had a lot of heroin in him. So, statistically, that's not how a drug addict would kill themselves. I'm going to get just enough fucked up but I'm not going to take it over the edge with the stuff that I love and hate at the same time. Yeah. When I could easily just like overdose the easy way. I'm going to use this stranger to the relationship here. Yeah. So it is an unfortunate thing to think about. It's really sad. Either way, whatever happened, it's really sad. Kurt Cobain could have been high-functioning spectrum-y. So a lot of high-functioning spectrum-y people have stomach issues. And you heard a lot that Kurt suffered from stomach issues. And that kind of like led to some of his drug use, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people will try to self-soothe, especially if you don't really understand who you are. You might try to self-soothe with drugs and alcohol. If you're in toxic things, whatever the thing is, toxic things, relationships with different people, you may try to self-soothe with drugs and alcohol. Nothing can make sense for you. And we have to remember we have a whole entire generation of people who were very, very highly sensitive, but got no help. And we also have to remember, all this like partying, drug addict stuff. Yeah, I think he died. I think he was 27 when he died, part of the 27 Club. A lot of us, especially my generation, partied pretty hard in our 20s. So at that time, there wasn't like, like say crystal meth. There wasn't 30 years of tweakers that we all could look back on and be like, oh my God, we probably shouldn't like recreationally do a bump here or there. We didn't have the kind of evidence, the kind of history of heroin addicts the way we do now. And people were fucking around with recreational drugs left and right back then. Like left and right. And that's how the hook's gotten so many people. So, I'm looking at Wikipedia and I'm looking at, Spirit had me look over. There's a copy of his suicide note. And I see at the bottom, I just looked over and I see, I love you. And then I see for Frances, his daughter. For Frances, I love you. All right, well, there's the information statistically how it would work out.